Welcome back to the Sales Pulse podcast, where sales is never a performance, it's a conversation. I'm Marla Copal, your sales fluency guide. And today's story starts on a hiking trail with a group of friends. There's no selling, there's no products, just a shortcut that turned into a masterclass in sales skills. So let's look at how one friend, without even realizing it, got all of us to say yes to walking twice as far as planned, and why that same skill set works for you in your fluent sales conversations. Last week, a few of us decided to go hiking. It was a short 4-mile loop to a viewpoint and back. The plan was easy. It's going to be just simple, and we'd be back before lunch. And one friend pipes up and says, I know a shortcut. Well, shortcuts always sound good, right? But here's what we found out later. It wasn't a shortcut. It was longer, steeper, harder. And by the time we were halfway there, we realized that we were doubling our distance. Our short 4-mile hike was turning into an 8-mile hike, but we had no arguments. We didn't bicker with our friend. So how did she do it? Well, first of all, she didn't start off with, want to hike 8 miles instead of 4? That would have been an instant no from all of us. Instead, she started with, remember that view last summer that took our breath away? I found a way to get there faster. Well, all of our ears perked up. How about yours? She got instant curiosity. Everyone leaned in to hear more. She didn't push, she just made us curious. And then she asked, if we have extra time after, what do you want, burgers or ice cream? Well, suddenly we're picturing after the hike and what we're going to do that's additionally fun. Both the shortcut and the after became part of our yes. Well, she read that group really fast. Those of us who were enthusiastic in the beginning, she didn't pay much attention to. But when she started seeing the skeptics out there, or hearing the groans or the thoughts or the extra contemplation from the skeptics, she added details about how shady the route was and the photo ops that we would find on the way and the time we'd save. The best part was she did not create any problems. She just went ahead and filled out the picture on how everybody would find this to be enjoyable. And she added one thing. She said, and your water bottle's only going to be half empty when we get there. Well, I made it sound easy, like, okay, this isn't arduous, hard. There was no resistance. We all took the detour. We loved it. Now, she wasn't trying to sell us anything, but what she did, the way she guided us with curiosity and walking us into our commitments, is exactly how great sales conversations start. So let's break down the 4 moves that she nailed and how you can use them in your next sales call, client meeting, sales conversation, Facebook message, wherever you are meeting people. First, she opened the conversation with curiosity, not with the offer. So with the hiking, she led with the memory of last summer's view. Well, what you can do in sales is lead with the buyer's past win, challenge, or dream, not your product. Instead of saying, want to buy my new software, you might try, remember when you launched that project last summer and you got twice the response you expected? Now they're in a frame of mind of success and most likely open to hearing what you have to talk about. You also want to ask questions that sell for you. When she said, you want burgers or ice cream after the hike, she got us thinking about the reward. What else can we get out of this? So in sales, you want to future pace the benefit for people sometimes. You might say things like, if this tool could give you 2 extra hours a week, what would you do with those extra hours? Now they're not thinking about anything other than how they're going to put this to use. When they can apply into a future action, there's additional interest. And then the fact about reading the room in about 30 seconds or less, knowing who your enthusiasts are, who your skeptics are. Well, what she noticed was their pace of decision making, their tones of voices or their little smirks, and the body language. So she tuned in right away and was able to match where they were and say things like, I can see you're thinking about this. So on the hike, she matched our pace. Well, if a buyer slows down in your conversation, match them. Figure out what the slowdown is. Are they thinking? Do they have new thoughts? Might they have new questions? Don't be too quick to respond to them. But if someone's really enthusiastic, moving fast, it's time for you to move fast or at least keep up with them. So that pace and tone is very, very important to your sales conversation. And for heaven's sakes, don't create objections you will have to fight. So when she said, before your water bottle's half empty, that kept everybody from thinking about the distance. So avoid planting resistance in any sales conversation you're having. Don't say it's not expensive. You've just made them think about the price. But you could say it's designed to give you your money back in 30 days. Or you could say most everyone comes back to me and tells me about how much they saved after this purchase. You want to have them get curious again throughout the conversation about how this is going to work for them. Leave the resistance on the hiking trail. We didn't just say yes to a longer hike. We thanked her for it. Yep. Over eating ice cream, we thanked her for the longer hike. And that's what happens when a conversation is guided with curiosity, questions, awareness, and just that alignment with your buyer. People feel like the decision was theirs and they feel good about it. So here's the sales truth. Curiosity is your invitation to a sales conversation. Questions help the buyer build their vision. Reading cues will keep your conversation on track, and avoiding objections will make the conversation feel seamless. So this week, in your next 3 conversations, try leading with curiosity instead of your offer and see what your results are. And if you want more real life strategies for making sales, then join us on the Sales Pulse podcast every Tuesday. Implement one small skill a week and watch your sales results shift.